We get this place back from the comfort of home, people. Only the devil hides his intent. So go to your computer and type in blood over intent and you hit enter.
We're spilling our own blood, and we want to bring heaven on earth.
Blood is the closest thing that shows us what we are. We're infinite potential. Our blood is the only thing within our being that runs constantly throughout every single part of it.
And you'll see hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of people. We're all side by side. Blood is thicker than water.
Only for a couple hours after I spilt my blood, and it was just incredible. It was like this good electromagnetic vibe to where this is something that is beneficial, this is something that is positive.
And watching everybody doing blood over intent and just feeling the feeling like it's happening, like everybody's being awakened. It's beautiful. It gives me such a good feeling.
And I recommend you place your blood, your video, right beside ours. Okay? Because we're heading to the center of the dish, people. When enough of us are side by side, we're going to make it there, people.
How many of those comments are saying that I did it, but it did nothing for me? None of them. None of them are saying that. There are no negative reviews of blood over the experience of blood over intent. Every single person I have ever seen say that they actually did it is talking positively about it.
All science agrees that blood is the human body's life force. It feeds our bodies the much needed oxygen for survival, and without it, the body expires. Blood has plasmas that protects our bodies from disease, and it contains chromosomes which holds our DNA. In this context, DNA is strands of cells within your blood that hold all of the information about you, otherwise known as your genetic code.
Your brain has its place, your heart, your stomach, they all have their place and their function. Blood runs through every single bit of it all the time, and that is what's closest to our being. That's what we are. So, but it's still a part of this physical reality, because this physical reality isn't reality.
And just like a fractalized portion of the whole, the fractal, you change one portion of the hologram and the whole hologram changes. To change the whole universe, you just have to change you.
You keep this matrix fed. You accept slavery that's going on. You accept war. You accept conflict that's going on. You're creating this. You're the one who's creating it because you're the one who's accepting it.
You need to have good intent. You have to show your good intent with your life currency, with your blood, what gives you life. Prove you have the blood, that you're not just a zombie or a robot, the walking dead.
But the blood running through your veins is the real currency of this universe. You built everything on blood, sweat, and tears. That home, that farm, it's all built on your blood, sweat, and tears. So when you go to your blood bank and you donate lots of blood and they mail you these gallon certificates, these are called blood bank note certificates. This is the real currency of the universe.
Those of us in the conscious community know that we are not physical beings, but spiritual beings having a physical experience. The real you and me is the soul that resides within our physical bodies, quietly observing and learning, what many call our higher selves or the God within. This inner soul knows everything about your entire existence from the beginning of time. Every lifetime, every reality, every incarnation, every memory, every encounter, you name it, your soul knows it. This infinite knowledge that your soul knows is written and stored within your blood as DNA code when you're incarnated into a new body at birth. Your blood is the physical manifestation of your soul.
Sine wave. You are born into sine wave. In the Bible tells you you're born into sin. You're not born into sin. You're in the Saturn Moon matrix right now. You're in your carbon 666. That's why in the Bible it said man. The mark of the beast is man. It's 666.
It's like I gained superpowers of the mind after spilling my blood over my intent. And it makes sense that when I published it to the Ethernet, it went straight to God because God is at the top. God is at the top. He's the electric circuit, the L, the four-faced, four-letter God at top. And this is his son. Jesus and Lucy on the Jesus Lucy loop.
You make this place whatever you want it to be, simply with your intent. Don't be afraid to ask somebody their intentions. Make them think about that force that's driving them, and use that force for yourself.
And we have the ability to direct the energy towards what we want to create, so that if we want to manifest something completely fantastic here on this plane, we can. And if we do it all together, the more we do it, the better. Then we get that 100 monkey effect, you know, where when it hits that certain number of people, then it will just kind of automatically spread like rings in the water, because it gets connected. It gets big enough so that it attaches to the collective consciousness, and it'll just say boom.
Let's try to allegorize how our existence operates in comparison to that of a modern-day computer. Mother Earth is like the motherboard. The black sun of intent is like the CPU, or central processing unit. The white sun above us is like the computer's hard drive. The collective mind is like the computer's RAM memory. Our individual thoughts are like the ones and zeros, or binary coding. We are the units of energy, or batteries, that powers the computer. And our everyday reality is like the images and words translated on the screen.
So thoughts are from Father, okay? When thoughts and emotions come together, they create action, okay? Which is sun, all right? The black hole sun below your feet is responsible for all the intent that you pull. This is where you pull everything you want to bring into fruition, or what you intend is to bring it into physicality, is coming from the black hole sun. Thoughts come from Father. Emotions come from Mother, the Holy Spirits, okay? The divine spark, the reason you have a soul. Now, when Father thoughts come in with Mother and emotions and Holy Spirit, they create action.
So if we are the energy that powers the computer, then our DNA can be translated as the physical electrical current on the motherboard. As a result, we are all energy that creates and manifests our reality through our blood, sweat, and tears, or DNA. And as we've already established, our blood contains the purest form of DNA. This is where blood magic comes in. Disharmonious energy is akin to black magic, or a virus, and harmonious energy is akin to white magic, or an antivirus, the antidote. So when the powers that be use our blood to manifest disharmonious energy through wars and innocent bloodshed, they are doing so by infecting our reality with a virus.
You know that there is a difference between when the archons are doing their satanic rituals, and they're sacrificing and they're drinking the victim's blood and whatever. You know, they're so different than us humans, because they have no soul, supposedly. They're soulless. They are sourceless. They have no connection. They have no power to create like we do. So that the only way that they can sustain themselves is through the rituals that they're doing, and through sucking like vampires and parasites on us humans.
They took our blood at birth, registered us in their systems as a consumer, a commodity.
You think it's money, worthless paper, but I assure you, the real currency of the universe is your blood.
When you were born, a vessel was birthed in your legal name with all capital letters and declared lost at sea. This vessel is corporate, a walking corpse because it's dead and lost at sea.
You're on the gridiron right now, like the football field, like the boxing ring. You're in a boxing ring right now, and you're on a polarized earth plane, and they polarize this by giving you the idea of good and bad. You know, this whole material world is an illusion. You're here to do work. You've had your angel wings clipped off you. That's why you can't see them, but they're actually there. Your chakras, they tell you they have 3 above you. That's your halo above your head and your 2 angel wings. The 2 below you, your soles of your feet, and you have 7 inside you.
We are the sun, okay? We are the collective conscious. And these are allegories written to represent something for a greater purpose. But they've been hidden in plain sight. because we have become mind slaves to a group of individuals who feed off of us.
We are going to explore the most widely recognized story from the most popular book on earth, the story of the crucifixion of Jesus in the Bible. The allegory of Jesus dying for our sins, among many things, is basically a message about the power of blood. Jesus is said to have come to earth with the intentions of bringing forth heaven on earth for the benefit of all.
You know, God said he made man in his image, right? Well, what is the image that we have of God? It is a man nailed to a cross, bleeding as a sacrifice. As a sacrifice for who? Do we have our gods right? Do we know what we're doing here? This is humanity nailed on a cross. This is humanity nailed to confusion. We are crossed and confused. We are the sacrifice to the system. Okay, that is the beast. That is the 666.
The Pope says you're livestock until Jesus Christ returns. And it just happens to be that Jesus Christ is the Son, and he returns every 24 hours. So you're in luck, people.
So what do the elite have to gain by making it all up, if it's all just a big tale, if it's just an allegory? Well, they have everything to gain. You follow in blind faith like sheep to the slaughter, or I should say we, because I was included in this. Our God was this slaughtered man, and we were made in his image. What is his image? A human nailed to a cross. The God of the Bible are the elite in control behind the scenes. Whatever governments they control, all of it. It is them, whoever they are. Okay? That is the actual God of the Bible. And his son is humanity nailed to a cross, Jesus. But that is only an allegory for the truth.
The fact that this allegorical story exists and is so powerful would imply that it may have been based on some sort of factual truth. After all, what we call myths, legends, and scripture reveals deeper truths. Texts like the Bible act as a necessary form of disclosure, with the truth only being extracted by those who see past the veil of religion. And like they say, there is nothing new under the sun. If it's happening today, it's probably happened before. In other words, during the last earthly conscious shift, there may have been a certain number of awakened souls or people who reached spiritual maturity and freed their souls from the spiritual bondage of this part of earth through blood over intent, ultimately ascending and or returning to the Garden of Eden at the North Pole.
And there's a way out of it. The earth is flat. Every compass points to the North Pole. There's a sun above our head and a sun below our feet. There's a way out. We've been disconnected from our divineness. And everything is showing us the signs that we can get back to our holistic selves.
Everything is in a plain sight. You see how the sun places his light inside the sisterhood? It's the menstrual blood spiraling down and spiraling around the green astrolite and then to the centerhood.
They know what's powerful, with and how much power there is within the blood. And so if we humans we are connected to source, we have that divine light.
What better way do the elite have to keep you from using your own blood, which is your spiritual currency, the most valuable and precious thing in the world? What better way do they have to keep you from using that than by telling you that it's already been done for you? It's been done for you. Okay? Someone else did it for you because we told you they did. Yeah, we know you don't know for sure, but we told you they did. And yeah, we know a woman can't get pregnant just from nowhere, but we're telling you she did. Okay. The Immaculate Conception, in my opinion, is the dance of creation. That's an allegory for the sun and the black sun creating what is.
In a nutshell, blood over intent is something you do to spiritually free your soul from bondage. When we were born, our souls were sold to the Vatican by way of our birth certificates. A quick search on legal name fraud and the Vatican will show you that this is indeed the case. And as a result, we are all physically and spiritually owned by the evil forces that currently have control over Earth.
A lot of people like being a slave. They love being the food class reptilian. They love that stuff. So they just can't. It's like they're programmed to just work all day and not give a fuck and not learn anything new of what's actually going on. So, that's when blood over intent comes into place.
You have to prove you're a living being to get back your divinity. You have to literally write out on a piece of paper on video, I intend to bring forth heaven on earth, like here into the 4D. And you put your blood on that, and you publish it on YouTube side by side with your brethren.
I want to make sure that you know that the true answers will come from you. They're not going to be outside of you. They're not going to come from me. The real important things, the things that will change your life, they're going to come in from inside.
Once you've written out your declaration, you must sign it to prove who it's from and to make it an authentic declaration. But because this is a spiritual, metaphysical contract, signing your physical name in ink is not sufficient. This kind of declaration can only be officially sealed using your spiritual ink, your divine DNA or blood. It doesn't have to be gallons or liters of blood. Just a tiny drop or two has enough of your DNA to seal your declaration and make it official. Once your declaration for spiritual freedom has been written and sealed, like all official documents, it has to be publicly notarized or witnessed. You could nail it on a tree in a public place or advertise it in your local newspaper. But as we're in the age of technology, most people simply are posting it on their YouTube accounts.
I intend to bring forth heaven on earth.
I, Matthew Butler, intend to usher in heaven on earth. I intend peace and prosperity for all beings.
These are the most spiritually mature souls within the collective. They are the souls who have worked out their karmic baggage over many lifetimes, and so are now ready to move on to the next stage along this journey. For many of us, this means following our compasses and entering Eden. These souls have transcended dogmatic belief systems and cultural bondage. They have almost spiritually reached a balanced Om frequency, guided by love and not fear. These are the souls that this message is meant for. If blood over intent does not resonate with you or it scares you, do not do it. Do not do it. It's not meant for you at this time in your journey.
You to try and have some kind of opinion about it, yet not having done it. The only way that you can truly have an opinion and that you should write a comment at all, if I did blood over intent, but it didn't do anything for me, that would be a good comment. That would be a good comment. Instead I believe in flat earth, I've yet to do blood over intent, but I think it's bullshit, or I think that, or quasi-luminous is crazy, or, I think we're going too fast. You have no opinion. Unless you have to take the risk of doing the process to actually know whether or not, it's a risk. It is a risk. I appreciate that. But you have to take risks sometimes.
Unfortunately, the path towards liberation is often muddied with confusion, smoke and mirrors meant to derail and distract.
Sometimes it's nice to see realness, that everything's not perfect and we're still out here in this matrix and sometimes it's hard. So, but the good, it always comes back.
And not everybody's going to spill their blood, and not everybody's going to be going there, because there's gonna be some there's a lot of reptilians out there. They're everywhere, guys. These reptilians are everywhere. They could be part of your family. They could be part of your friends. So once you get to the Holy Grail, you're gonna see who's a person going or not.
But I really like that transparency with the good and the bad days, because a lot of us make videos and kind of show it's all beautiful, it's all great. I mean, which it is, but we don't all feel like that all the time. I know I don't. There's some days I'm just like, so yeah, it's not always perfect. But I think it's important for us to share sometimes, you know, just that we do have those good and bad days. A little transparency, just something that shows we're human.
This journey of awakening and returning to Eden is both a personal and collective one. This mission can only be completed by all of us collectively working together to put all the pieces of this puzzle together. Not everyone in this movement is genuine, but those of us who are will recognize each other and align ourselves to the same path along this journey. Only then will the picture become clear.
They're both light spirals around the green astrolite and into the center hole. That's why you need to go in to get out. You need to go into the center hole so the black sun can break you out of this matrix.
Once you see that this is not the place that you come from, and you are going to go back to that place, you choose when you go back to that place. This place becomes so much better. You're no longer looking for where you belong. You know it's there. You know it's there.
We should be living in love and harmony, and I understand that people think Mother Mary is wonderful and Jesus, I mean, he is wonderful to people, but you have to also open your mind and see the big picture, okay? So Quasi-Luminous is saying that he is Satan because he became Satan. He took on that identity, okay? And in my opinion, this glitches out the system. Because see, he is anti everything that is supposed to be indoctrinating you like a buffoon who's nailed to a cross and can't see clearly. Okay? He's saying, oh hell no, that is not me. So if that is Jesus, then you know what? I'm Satan. And no one else has claimed to be him. So you know what? I'm taking back this world and I'm bringing heaven to earth.
If this is your first time watching this, Blood Over Intent, look it up, see the beautiful things that are happening. And if it's for you, tag it, description, title it, Blood Over Intent, write it out, put your blood on it, post it to the Ethernet. Alright, I love you all.